Let's create a Navlog using a SkyVector flight plan as a source. We're going to be flying from Renton to Skagit. I prepared that page with a Kneeboard, GA Kneeboard version 5.929, which is the most current as I record this. Um, my source of information here is SkyVector. So this is the flight plan I'm using, 4 legs, going southeast, straight north, northwest. And you can export this using the Send Plan to feature. So you can just click that button, which gives you the option to save a .fpl file, which is going to be our source for the Navlog. I'm also using aviation weather for winds. I have all these numbers down. We won't need to go back to that screen. So in the patch selection, we're going to go Navlog. We're going to upload a flight plan and select our FPL file. And the Navlog does not give us the altitudes, but we're going to enter that right away. Let's enter some initial values. Fuel tank, full fuel, reserve 13 gallons. Cruise fuel flow 9 gallons per hour. Descent rate 500 feet per minute. Descent fuel flow 6 gallons an hour. So the most convenient way to go about this, I think, is to enter all your altitudes right away and then create all the climb and descent checkpoints. So this is basically my profile. After Renton, I want a top of climb. Same thing with Norman Greer. Same thing with Harvey, and a top of descent after Arlington. So basically, it looks something like this. My climb is going to be to 2,500. Then I'm going to be climbing to 4,500. A third climb to 6,500. And finally, my top of descent, which should give me a pretty straightforward profile. Let's start. Let's start going into the legs. You can see here that there is a true course of 154. If you go to SkyVector, SkyVector gives you magnetic, so 139 magnetic translates into 154 true. In fact, if I enter the variation, you end up with 139. My wind direction is 68 at 2. My true airspeed for the climb is 73. All right, so that gives me my ground speed. My magnetic heading is correct. My time for the climb to 2,500 is 3.5 minutes. And my leg fuel, including taxi and run-up, is 2.4. The distance is interesting. 10.42 is inaccurate. I'm going to cut that, keep it in the clipboard, use 4.3, and on the next leg, use 10.42 minus 4.3 to give me the remainder for that leg. My POH tells me that my true airspeed here is 110, which gives me a ground speed. My wind is 317 at 5. Let's check that out. 317 at 5. Ground speed 115. Mag heading 139 doesn't change, which gives me the time and the leg fuel. For cruise, the formula is so straightforward that I just use the default distance divided by ground speed. That's very straightforward. That gives me my leg fuel. We can use the same. True course of 0, we're going straight north at 2,500. The wind is correct. So I'm going to use so for the climb, my airspeed is 73. There's a bug here. This should say 342. I'm going to fix that. 342 on the magnetic. Ground speed is 69. My second climb time is 3.5 again. It's a coincidence. and my leg fuel is 0.7 according to the POH. So same thing for the distance. I will not climb for 34 miles. I'm going to climb for 4. When I'm on the next leg, I'm going to go 34.9 minus 4, which gives me 30.1. At 4,500, my cruise through is 109. My magnetic heading is 343. Ground speed is 105. My time is 17 minutes, and leg fuel is 2.6. Again, if you want to know the calculation, you can mouse over the recommended values and see what math goes into it. Third, climb. Okay, now we're familiar with this. We're at 6,500. The wind here is 305 at 13. 305 at 13, which gives me a ground speed of 64. 329 on the magnetic heading. My climb time is now 4 minutes. So remember that trick with the distance? Control X on 15.53. We're going to use 4.3. The leg fuel is 0.7. And for the distance, 15.53 minus the climb, 4.3 gives me 11.2 miles. The wind doesn't change. The ground speed is correct. Magnetic heading is 329. 10 minutes and 30 seconds, 1.6 gallon. Okay, for the last 2 legs, we need to go backwards to understand the remaining distance. We know the sum of these 2 legs is 21.4, but we need to compute the distance for the last one first. So wind direction here is 305 at 13. My true airspeed in the descent is going to be 105. Here's my magnetic variation. My ground speed is 93. My time is 12.43. Time is computed by each, again, mouse over, you're going to see the formula, but it's basically the difference in altitude divided by the descent rate, which gives me a distance of 19.7. It's a good thing that it's less than 21.4. Leg fuel is 1.3. Okay, so now we can go back here and fix this one. So we have 21.4 minus 19.7, which leaves us with 1.7 very short cruise. Wind direction doesn't change, everything here. So I just need to be at, what's my true, 108 is my true, 96 on the ground speed, 312 on the heading, 1.4 minutes, 0.2. All right, which gives us 81.4 nautical miles, which is coherent with the SkyVector flight plan, and a fuel consumption of 10 gallons. If we apply, that's giving us the full Navlog.